Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our 6 o'clock. This one's a really lovely practical session. I'm really looking forward to this with Alessia, who is joining us from, you said South or Toaster, so sort of Northampton. So yeah, really exciting. I'm going to do the usual and disappear in a minute and allow Alessia to introduce herself and, sort of what she's going to do. As ever, the chat is there in the right-hand side of the screen, and you guys are all already doing a brilliant job of introducing yourselves and saying hello to each other. So do chat away in there. It's really lovely seeing all those connections. And if you've got a specific question for Alessia, then there's the ask a question box at the bottom of the screen. So if you ask them in there, it means there's less chance of them getting sort of lost in the chat. So at the end of Alessia's sort of session, I'll come back on and we'll go through those questions and hopefully get round to everybody. So yeah, without further ado, Alessia, I will hand over to you to introduce yourself and get started. Really excited for this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen, and everyone for having me, and thank you for those who are attending the session. My name is Alessia, and I'm a founder of 7 Crafts Boutique. I teach upcycling and mending, and basically anything that you can do with your clothes to extend its life and bring you more joy. We all have our different reasons why we start upcycling. So I won't talk about that. There are some important points. I'll mention it in between. But how to start doing that if you never done that before? In order to start something new, you need to stop doing a few things. First thing is pledge to go for 200 days without buying any new clothes. So basically just stop buying new clothes. Of course, there are some exceptions. Socks, underwear, whatever. But in general, just try to start with 200 days and then you'll get into the habit. It will be easier. If you've been doing this already, well done. And try to encourage your family or friends to do the same. And then you can share your experiences, share ideas. Then another thing that you need to stop doing, stop taking your clothes to charity shops. Give it away. Don't give it away to charity shops or your friends, family, hoping that they will use it, they will love it, they will wear it. No, it's all probably will end up at charity shops. And unfortunately, our charity shops sell only 30% of all donated and collected clothing in the UK. The rest, 70%, is being exported abroad, and there people buy it in bulk and try to sell it in secondhand markets, which is not really successful all the time because recently it's fast fashion, low quality, and they just throw it away. It ends up in landfills. A lot of discarded clothes has been incinerated. This is so sad. And only 1% of all clothes worldwide is being recycled. It's difficult to recycle clothes. Why? Because it's all made with mixed fibers, and it's really difficult to recycle it. Wool, cotton, yeah, it's one story, but mostly now everything is polyester, viscose, and so it makes things really, really difficult. Okay, so once you stopped donating your clothes and you have, of course, a few things that you wouldn't wear or you don't wear these garments as much as you would love to, there are few reasons for that. The item might not fit you anymore, became too big, too small, or the item is no longer a style that you would like to wear. For example, I changed my style recently, and I don't wear a lot of formal clothes because I'm working from home. So in this case, we need to look into changing the style of the clothes, the colors, how it fits, maybe change some detail, maybe add a new detail. So that's just a few things that you need to stop doing. You can easily find a few items at home that will help you to start at least with something. One of the most common items, and I can see a lot of them being sold in charity shops, it's a necktie. So it's a very long piece of fabric that you can do a lot of things with it. And when you remove all the stitches, dismantle it, you will get just a really good size of fabric. It's really long, and I like working with silk ties. Really good. So yeah, if you think that tie, what I can do with that, you can do a lot of things. Just dismantle it, iron, and don't worry, you can put it to the washing machine. I wash all my silk ties in the washing machine. That's it, no problem. I take risks and everything is okay. Iron, and it's really nice. So I don't know, maybe 1 meter piece of fabric, really good one to work with. What else you can use? I'm sure some friends maybe do knitting, crocheting, and they have leftovers of yarn, or you can buy it in charity shops. Anything, any color, whatever. It's really handy, by the way. Yarn, any acrylic, cotton, even this crocheting cotton, you can use it as well. Basically, you can use any thread which is thicker than normal thread. Bright colors, different textures. It's amazing. What else you can use? Ribbons, trims, laces. So something like this will be very handy. That's really vintage look. I love it. I think I got it in Sweden when I went to Rituna Mall. If you know Rituna Mall, very famous in Sweden, I got it there. And I got this one from there as well. So all these trims, laces, ribbons, they come in very handy. That's also from Rituna Mall. These are casual type of things. You can use them mostly for casual things. And that's really nice one with a little bit of bling. That's just adding some detail to your garments. I will explain you later on. What else you can use? Neck scarves. I have different colors here. They're all cotton, but you can use polyester, silk, headscarves. It will be bigger piece of fabric. If you don't use it anymore, you can use it as a gift robe for New Year, Christmas, or for birthday, as a birthday robe present. It's just one of the uses of big headscarves. Or if it's neck scarf like this, that's the small one. So that's a square, probably 40 by 40 centimeters, also quite big. That's something you can use as well. If you have some odd buttons, ribbons I mentioned, well, all those things that you can use as embellishments, as decoration, haberdashery. I'm sure many of you would have tops or any garments made from lace, and sometimes lace is made of polyester, not cotton, and it stretches, it becomes not really looking nice. That's something that you can use as well, because when you cut it in pieces and when you stitch it on a garment, it will look totally different. It won't be stretched anymore because you'll fix it with stitching, so it's really good to use as well. Okay, so to start, pick a few items from your wardrobe that you don't wear and try to understand what's wrong with them. Either they're too big, too small, so we gone through that. Items that are too small, too big, it's all alterations. When it's big, you can take it in. If it's too small, it's good to add some fabric, stripes of fabric. If it's on the sides, you need to just dismantle the seams. Seam ripper will be handy. And add the necessary stripes of fabric so the garment will fit you. Okay, so I will start with knitwear and jumpers. So it's stretched fabric. If it's big or small for you, you can take it in, but you cannot do anything with it. You cannot make it bigger unless you have an overlocker. So it's a bit, if you do it by hand, it's gonna take you time. If you have jumpers that are no longer probably attractive for you, they don't bring you joy, try to add something, some detail. So for this, I will show you the needles that I usually use for embroidery and adding a few stitches to a jumper. The needle looks like that. It's around 5 centimeters. It has a big eye, so it will be really good to work with this yarn, wool, anything, acrylic yarn. So if you add a little bit, like a few stitches around this area or around on your sleeves, around the cuffs, it will look totally different. So that's the needle that you will need to use. I will show you once again. It's not sharp needle. I really like working with it. I embroider denim with it as well. And if you want to teach your kids hand sewing, that's the thing to use first, because it's not really dangerous. But still, there should be supervision, definitely. But it's safer and it's easier to
What's
sew.
that sort of needle called, Alicia? If we were going to go and try and...
Oh, actually, I don't know. I will check. I got it online. I will check.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah. They are big embroidery needles, something like that. It's easy to find them. Okay, needles. So jumper sweaters. So it's easy actually to make your jumper look like Christmas jumper with a few stitches. If you embroider a big snowflake, 3 snowflakes, and then you take them off once the Christmas is over, and it's make your Christmas more sustainable. So I'm going to show you another way to decorate your jumper. That's the flower that I made with my mom 25 years ago. And the jumper that I had it before on, it had its life. So this is what I have now. I'm using this, yeah. So if you can see, it's like a big flower with petals, and it's like quite easy to do, embroider with beads. Yeah, if you have few beads at home, this is what you can use as well. That's just one of the options. Okay, that's about jumpers. Now, office clothes. If you, for example, if you change style of your clothes and you no longer wear your office clothes, if you want to make your office jacket, make look like a bit joyful, there are a few things to do that you can do with that. First, that's the tie that I showed you before. And your office blazer, this is cropped sleeve. This blazer had long sleeves and dark buttons. I replaced the buttons to yellow ones, and I cut the sleeve and I added this nice scarf, and this was silk tie. And that's the back. So that's navy blue, very dark blue corduroy blazer, and this is what happened to it. And here I added even a spare button. So yeah, this is what you can do. It's just silk tie, buttons. If you don't have colorful buttons, you have at least any buttons at home. This is wooden button. You can take a button of any size, and you use this tie to working with your cuffs, and then you use the same tie because there's not enough of fabrics. What you do, you just wrap the button in a tie fabric, and then you cut just a circle, then wrap it and stitch it to your blazer jacket, and it will make a really big difference if you make the buttons brighter, and it will give you more joy. It will be colorful, and those wow moments from people, from your friends and family, when you see things like that, it will make a big difference. It will make you proud of your skill, of what you did, and it's all worth it, and you will save a lot of money, trust me, because with every season, of course, it's normal we want to have something new in our wardrobe, and all my new stuff in my wardrobe, it's all upcycled. I changed just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it looks totally different. Okay, so that's what you can do with the formal blazer. Then another example, going back to lace tops that you don't use. That's my office dress that I was wearing. I bought it in 2010, if I remember right, 2009, 2010. So that's just plain beige dress. I'm not gonna wear it anymore, I have to admit. Okay, this is what you can do. I just stitched it quickly to show you. I'm gonna use a different lace for it. Probably I have electric blue color, something, because I like blue. And this is what you can do. Just stitch lace here, maybe at the bottom, whatever you like. Stitch by hand. And this dress can be worn with a black scarf now to party, evening, special occasion, anything. So this is just plain office dress. I mean, yeah, who knew? And it looks really, really nice and unique. So from this, it goes to that. And it's just so simple. Okay, that's you can do a lot of things with just office clothes, because it's usually very plain, and there is a big potential. Another thing I always talk about is, well, some people have some prejudice against going to charity shops. I go there and I see there are a lot of things that people don't notice. And if you see something, I mean, if you don't see something that you like, all the items there, it's not end of the story. It's a story to be continued, with a great potential to bring you a lot of joy during the process, during wearing the items that you're gonna work with. Okay, so office clothes can be worked with in this way. Okay, now I will show you. If you're taking up your office trousers or office skirts or any garment, actually, if you remove some fabrics, make it shorter, either it's sleeves or skirt, length from skirt or office trousers, there will be always a piece of fabric that will be left. So what you can do, that's the flower made from leftovers, office trousers. So you can make a flower like this. You can make any other detail that you can add. These are like brooches. I just made a few to show you. You can either put a pin on the back and wear it anywhere you like, whenever you want to, or you can stitch it permanently to your top, to your jumper, to your handbag, to your hat, to your scarf, anywhere. And this will be like a small nice set. You wear this pair of trousers that you have with this fabric, and then this is like a little match. Okay, so that's office stuff. Now I'll talk about denim a little bit, and before I do that, I'll show you another thing. Can you tell me what it's made of? It's a big tote bag. I wonder if you can guess what it is. So there's a handles, and that's a really nice tote bag. I made a few buttons. These leaves, I made them with clay, homemade clay, and golden paint, I think, and varnish to protect it. I didn't wash it still, and that's school jumper. Yes. When I wear it, when I go to a town center, people notice it. I love the color. It's really funky. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about denim. special relationship between me and denim. It takes 7,000 gallons of water to produce one pair of jeans. And unfortunately, not many people know about that. And people take a pair of jeans to the charity shop and hoping that they will be sold. But no, it's not the case. I got recently, I think it was around 7 pairs of jeans just because they're boot cut and people don't like boot cuts. So yeah, what to do? 7,000 gallons. If you don't like your jeans anymore, and first case, if pair of jeans is beyond repair, it happens. Yeah, keep it. It's very useful. It's good fabric. It's strong, and you can use it for patches, for anything else to upcycle. You can use even denim to add some fabrics if it's something narrow for you here, or if it's a skirt, you can add it on the side as well. So if it's something beyond repair, if it's something beyond repair, most often, often I think it happens when it's crotch area. It's difficult to repair. So that's the back you can make from a pair of jeans. That's the top part of the bag. And then you have the bottom part, 2 legs. It's a lot of fabric that you can use as well. So that's the bag I made from a pair of jeans with some appliques and embroidery. And okay, your boring pair of jeans that you no longer love and cherish. And so it's just plain round stitch with this. And then I have orange here and bright red. So if you don't fancy doing this with your jeans, well, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but my jeans are crazy, really. So just a little bit of color to match maybe your top or your handbag or something, and you will love it, really. It will look totally different. So that's just, I will show you different types of embroidery here. I added, and this bag, I stitched it 100% by hand. It just took me a while, but it was really relaxing. I really enjoyed it. It's really amazing. I enjoy that. So jeans. There are so many things that you can do with jeans. Another pair I'll show you. That's some stitching. That's sashiko Japanese stitching. I love sashiko boro, and the way they preserve the fabrics, it's amazing, really. Sashiko was born to appreciate the fabric, to preserve it, and to upcycle as well, and to make sure it's warm in winter. When in Japan they put a few layers of fabric cloth and then they stitch it quickly. So it keeps farmers and fishermen warm in winter. That's sashiko. Well, it's really, really organized geometrical patterns in sashiko. So I just go with my freehand ones like this. Yeah, I just love this as well for fun. So yeah, just here another one, and that's one leg, and another leg is just plain. It looks like this on the front, and that's on the side. So this is sashiko and boro stitching. It's basically plain running stitch. It's easy to do. And kanta stitching in India, it's also plain running stitch. It's just different the way people do it. So I love learning beads from different cultures, really. So yeah, that's really nice. And I left this little bit here. Okay, jeans done. Okay, I'm gonna show you quickly. Oh yeah, I forgot. Footwear, also one important thing. Jeans, another bit about the jeans. And one of my formal wear bits. So that's pair of trousers. I have a few, and I don't wear trousers, again, I mentioned before. And what to do, how to turn them into something casual. I dismantled my son's jeans. And my both sons, they were wearing these jeans when they were small, and they were learning to walk. And this pair of jeans was even patched before. That's so funny. And yeah, that's my pair of trousers that I can wear now as something, casual, very casual, with those big patches. I really love this pair. And, that's the case when a piece of clothes means something, and there is a story behind it, and there is a skill, and yes, and that's a great conversational starter as well. I call it showstopper, conversational starter, and icebreaker. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when all my clothes is like something. I make sure that my clothes just makes people talk to me, and then I start telling them about charity shops and textile waste and stuff. So I make sure people talk to me when I go out and, and get dressed, and really. And it works, by the way, it works. People talk to me in coffee shops, on the streets, and it works. So I love it. So, yeah. Conversational starter, showstopper, and icebreaker. That's another pair of jeans. If you buy jeans, never buy jeans with holes. At first, it's more expensive. And second, you can do it yourself, and you can do it much better. Okay, that's another pair of jeans I have here. I made these holes, and I put patches on the back. And that's a little bit of embroidery with acrylic. And then here another patch, nice frayed hole with a little bit of embroidery. And this is, you would never know, this is jute twine. Yeah, this is craft rope jute twine thing that you use to tie up things and make a nice bow. So that's how it looks like when you embroider jeans with it. And it looks really, really elastic and nice. Okay, so that's about jeans. Covered that. And now footwear and sneakers, and of course you can do it with fabric ones. Leather, my leather sneakers, I just draw a pattern with Sharpies on it. And embroidered ones, they were plain white. And I added those flowers, different colors. They were just white like this. So yeah. And another pair. Yeah, they're getting a bit. Yeah, they were just plain green as well. It's canvas, and a few stitches, you can make a big difference, and you can save a lot, because you can make your garment look new for every season, every time, all the time. So, and it's really great, and you will be proud of yourself, and it's something to talk about with your friends. It's something to share. Yeah, it's really great, and it's something that not everyone can do, unfortunately. But yeah, what to do, we all learn in our own time. If you want to learn more, I have my next intake starting 16th of May, this Saturday, and it will be 5-stage cloth upcycling course online, and it's very interactive. I have special Facebook group for this, and there will be Zoom sessions. I will be answering questions, and the way I teach people, I don't give you instructions to make a dress from shirts. I don't do that, but I empower you with knowledge, with skills, so you can work on your own projects, because we have all different colors in our closets. We have different styles. We prefer different fabrics. So it's very important to empower people with knowledge and skills so they can be independent in this and make their own decisions based on what they have already there in their closet.
Amazing. Alessia, have you got a link you can share if anyone is interested in the course?
Yes.
I've put the link to your Facebook page in higher up if people want to come and find that, but it would be great if anyone's interested in the course to have a link that they can go and see. I thought I'd seen quite a lot of different kind of visible mending and upcycling and stuff, but my goodness me, some of that stuff is just amazing. And
believe me, my head is exploding with ideas.
Wow. And what was the thing you said about the conversation starter? I would echo that as well. You know, I had a pair of jeans that ended up, you know, I did a bit of very amateur sashiko on them and things, and they ended up more patched than jeans. And whenever I wore them to school to pick the kids up, somebody would always say, "God, I really love your jeans." Yeah, and it's such a gentle way to then start having a conversation, rather than, you know, tutting and moaning or berating someone for wearing a Primark jumper or whatever. It's a really gentle way to then start a conversation like, "Oh God, yeah, you know, did you know it takes this many liters of water to make a pair of jeans? Therefore, you know, I've made a decision. I'm gonna practice my mending skills and really keep these jeans in use for as long as possible." And it just plants those little seeds in people's heads. So yeah, I think it's amazing. Let's just have a look in the question box. Amy asks, is there any way of making your own yarn out of old clothes to use for cross stitching?
Well, I'm not sure about that. I know about making yarn from t-shirts and similar fabric, and I mentioned it in one of my upcycling course. But on yarn from t-shirts, yeah, it's easy because the fabric is really thin and it's stretchable. But something, it will be like a bit too thick to embroidery. You can weave things with it, but not really embroidery. For embroidery, actually, if you cut it really thin, you can use it for embroidery, because these are flowers. It's actually embroidered on denim, and these are similar ribbons to bias tape.
Oh, wow.
And this is like 0.5 centimeter width ribbon, and this is all embroidered on denim.
Yeah. So, and Lisa's saying as well that you can make, you know, I've made t-shirt yarn, as you say before, and crochet with it. And Lisa said you can make yarn twine, which I hadn't heard of, but it's too thick to embroider with. But definitely some ideas there for you, Amy, for t-shirt yarn and thing.
Well, I have a lot of yarn, yes. So
Joe has a question here, which is a great one, and something that I think probably lots of us struggle with in terms of having different body shapes to what is kind of the accepted norm of the shop. So Joe says, my bum is big, my waist is skinny, so I always have a gape at the back, and presume that's of trousers or skirts or anything. How can I resolve this?
Okay, that's a pair of jeans that was a bit wide for me, and this is curtain tape.
Oh, okay.
I stitched curtain tape inside of my jeans, and then I made it as tight as I need this to be, tied a knot, and that's it. And I wear this pair of jeans now without a belt.
Oh, okay. So you don't end up with that, you know, with a sort of big loopy section, because it all sort of almost gently ruches together, does it?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a little bit, you know, nicely with a little bit of thing, you know, skirting, and it will be where it needs to be.
Yeah.
The fabric will spread itself. The fabric will spread itself.
Have you hand stitched that on, have you?
Yes, yes.
Presumably you could machine it, but it would go through all the layers of the fabric, so you'd have a visible stitch line on the other side as well.
I couldn't do machine because here I have
yeah.
And then leather. I wouldn't kill my machine for that. And again, more of those thick bits. And again, this thing for the belt, I wouldn't do the machine. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, that's a great idea. Mary asks, are there any threads that wash well above 40 degrees? So if we're going to use something to embellish and embroider on, does it matter if we then chuck them in on a hot wash? Would they all sort of shrink?
It does. It does.
Okay.
You need to make sure that it's not pure wool. I don't have wool here to show you. There is a burn test that you can do to make sure that it's either it's wool or acrylic. Acrylic will be okay 40 degrees and above, no problem. That's acrylic I have here on my bag. Yeah, something like this. It will be absolutely fine in wash, but you just need to make sure it's not wool.
Yeah, and guys, also, if you're looking for yarn and stuff to do these kinds of things with, and especially if you're looking to buy acrylic, do see what they've got in the charity shops, because acrylic is kind of made from oil. So if we can source that secondhand, that's ideal, because it's not kind of
exactly. And
like
there are a lot of we have 3 charity shops in our town, and two of them, they sell yarn, sewing patterns, anything actually, all crafting items, sewing items. They sell yarn, threads, needles, a lot of things, and men's ties, my favorite. £1 1 or 2 pounds, you can buy men's tie, and you can do a lot of things with it.
And shirts are great as well, aren't they? Men's shirts, there's an awful lot of fabric there. And I really like pillowcases and old duvets and stuff, because you can get some really fun retro prints and things. And
that's true.
A huge amount of fabric from a duvet cover for hardly any money. One question I was going to ask was, with your sneakers, with your trainers, what needle did you use? Because that canvas is really quite tough to get through, isn't it? What needle did you use for that?
This will be a bit bigger than your usual needle, but it's usually sold in sewing needle sets, and it will be the one in the middle. If you remember this round circle with a lot of needles in it, the big ones will be usually in the middle. So that's what
just something really thick and sturdy.
Yeah.
And with a sharp point, or because the one you showed us earlier had quite a blunt point, so this time we want a sharp point.
Definitely,
okay. I don't know if you can buy darning needles, can't you, and embroidery needles, and they often have a much thicker eye of the needle to get thicker yarn and stuff through, so they can be really good as
well.
Because
knitwear will be okay with this needle, because it's not tight woven fabric. Knitwear is usually stretchy and loose, so it's going to be easier. That's why they're so big.
Brilliant. So I can't see any other questions unless I've missed anything in the chat, but I commented in the chat as well about your school jumper bag, that we have a secondhand uniform service at school, and lots of stuff, or some stuff, gets donated, and it's got the inevitable marker pen stains on and things like that. So that would be a really lovely thing to do with those jumpers, and then be able to sort of sell them for the PTA or whatever. So
I still have a few bags. If anyone interested, I can send one back to you, and I donate 50% to school.
Oh wow! Well, that's really lovely. So where can we find? Did you find a link for the course? Where can we find?
Yeah, I'll post it now. Just in a minute.
Yeah, loads of great ideas, aren't there, Liz? Amazing. Amy's saying curtains are really good, a good amount of fabric as well. Car boots and things you'll often find, curtains, duvets, things like that. So, once we're allowed to roam again, do kind of just start exploring where you can find some bits of fabric. Stuart says he's been making tote bags out of old t-shirts, and I've seen people do them as well with old t-shirts, where you literally just have to sort of sew up the bottom and chop the arms off, turn it inside out, and you've got a very crude shopping bag there. And that can be really fun with like the kids' old t-shirts. If your 2-year-old's grown out of their favorite Thomas the Tank Engine t-shirt, you can make that into a little bag for them.
As a book bag as well.
And as a book bag,
or to keep toys in order, it's a handy bag. I sent the link. I think.
Oh, brilliant! So there's guys, if you can see it, there's that etsy.me link at the bottom of the screen. And Alicia, I'll get you to if I'll post the replay of this talk in the Facebook group, and if you go and hop on there and share that link on there, that would be amazing as well. So yeah, guys,
just a quick one. If anyone is interested to learn basic stitching, I planned the Sewing Geek around the UK in April, where I plan to give talks about fast fashion, about harm of it, and just wanted to show people basic sewing techniques and what they can do with their clothes. So I had to change the plan, and I'm going to run it on Zoom. Starting from next Thursday, it will be every Thursday, 7 p.m. It will be Zoom session with a nice chat. If you have your crochet and knitting project, embroidery project, anything, you can join us and we will have nice chat, cup of tea, glass of wine, anything. And at the beginning of each session, I will be showing a few stitches and just mention a few facts about our textile waste. And then probably someone will tell their story, their hobbies, their projects, and something like that. It's just a nice social thing.
Brilliant. And so if we wanted to come and join them, do we follow your Facebook page for more information on that?
There is a group that I started for this already. It's called Slow Fashion Boss.
Slow Fashion Bus. I love that. I'm going to type that into the chat. Slow Fashion Bus. So Facebook group. And for the festival, we've got Erin Lewis Fitzgerald, who's an Australian mender. She's doing a visible mending talk, or a modern mending talk for us on Friday. And we've got the lovely girls from Fast Fashion Therapy doing a mend along with us. I think that's tomorrow. And who I think is on this call from Planet Aware is doing a circular fashion talk for us. So loads more kind of mending and fabric and bits and pieces for you guys to get your teeth stuck into. But thank you, Alicia. That's been amazing. I'll post the replay up in the group, and as I said, do come and post your links alongside there so people can come and find you. But yeah, so inspired, guys. Yet again, I'm going to tell you about the pledge page. I'm going to post the link there. If you've now been inspired to upcycle your jeans or patch them or anything like that, then come and share that on the pledge page for us.
The class starts 16th of May, this Saturday. So if anyone is interested, I have a few spots left for this intake, 16th of May. So just check the details and join. It's going to be really interesting. And my 70-page manual for upcycling is included into this course. And 70-page including ideas, projects, a lot of pictures. And it's something that you will keep with you all the time as a reference. And it's really, really something useful.
Brilliant. And what a great thing to leapfrog straight into off the festival as well. So if you're inspired to sort of get taking some action, but wondering, then that would be fab. Jo's off to her wardrobe now. Brilliant. Amazing.
Yay! And remember, 200 days no buying of new clothes.
Yeah, there's a challenge for us all. It'd probably take us to the end of the year, wouldn't it? So that'd be amazing. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Alicia. You've been absolutely super. And I think we're all hugely inspired by all your creations. So thank you so much. Take care.
That's brilliant. Thank you. Bye.